So this video is from a live stream that Jason Ham Radio 2.0 did about a week or so ago on first aid, or what he or his guests bring for POTA, SOTA, field day, or even just generally having in their vehicles or at home. And what they did was great. I just want to state that I enjoyed it. I think they gave some good information, but in the comments that were with the live stream and also that followed, I think there was a lot of misinformation given. As a 20+ year former firefighter paramedic who has used a lot of these items in the real world, I think I can bring in a little bit more gravity to this situation and give people a little bit more, how can I say, real world experience with what you might want to bring with you. Please go get training. Stop the Bleed, CPR training, the Red Cross, the American Heart Association. You can go to fire departments, EMS, emergency medical services. You can also contact the hospitals, and they might be able to also direct you in some training in regards to traumatic injuries. With that all being said, I'm gonna break open my IFAK or IFAK or whatever you want to call it, my individual first aid kit. And I'll meet you guys on the bench. And today I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what I carry in mine. See you over there. Ew, gross. So the bag is MOLLE compatible. This is the back. It's got the straps that come off that you can put it through the MOLLE system if you have a backpack or even like a battle belt or something like that. So does the front. It's got a little Velcro up here also. Double zipper, opens up. See, it just folds out. It kind of stays in place with these little elastic bands here. So it kind of helps everything stay in the bag. Starting with this side, trauma shears, surgical gloves. This is a nasal pharyngeal with lube. I do not suggest this unless you are very well trained. This is quick clot, but it comes in a gauze type. Now, I prefer the quick clot with the gauze. The reason being, the powder kind I've seen get opened, contents go everywhere. And if you get this stuff in your eyes, ooh, boy, you're in trouble. I prefer the gauze kind. You can also pack this into the wound if you need to. All right, tourniquet. This is from North American Rescue, I believe. Windlass on the top here. And we will go more into the use of this. Part 2. Moving on here, this is called a SWAT T tourniquet. What's nice about this is that number 1, it's very compact. Number 2, you can use it as a tourniquet. Number 3, you can use it as helping to put pressure on a wound. These are pretty useful. I know a lot of agencies that are actually using these instead of these now. Tape, medical grade tape. This is an Olays bandage. Yellow arrows, little notch cuts, so that just opens up a lot easier. What you can also do is just a little quick tip. You can take tape and you can put tape on the top of this, fold it over so that if your hands are icky and bloody, where they get slicker than baby snot, having this tape on here helps you tear this easier. The Olays modular bandage. Also gives you little quick instructions on the back. Moving on. This is an Israeli bandage. A little bit different from the Olays, but they both kind of do the same thing, which is pressure, and then it helps to clot the wound with the built-in gauze that's in this. And it also gives you the instructions on the back. Please go get training. That's it. I'll try to leave a link for all of this. I am an Amazon associate, so I do earn a small commission. I'll see if I can find most of this on Amazon because they're also having a Black Friday sale right now. I'm also going to recommend that you buy two. You buy 2 bandages types. Whether it's Olays, Israeli, even the tourniquets, I suggest that you get 2 of these, 2 of these. The quick clot, you don't need to, but they do make training quick clot things. The reason why I'm saying to get 2 of a lot of these items is because you use 1 for the real deal and you use 1 to help train yourself on using these on yourself and somebody else. Part 2. Hopefully I'll be getting this out in about a week. I'll give you a little bit of tips and tricks to using the bandages, the tourniquet, so that you all understand. Again, I'm not bad-mouthing Jason or the people that he had on that stream. I think they did a great job. I think they brought up a great point that this is something, especially if you do POTA, SOTA, even field day, and you are out away. I know me personally, I did a POTA in Colorado. When I went and thought about where I did it, I don't know how long it would take somebody to get to me if I needed help, or somebody I know. You gotta take care of yourself. Don't wait. You take care of yourself. You take care of those around you. You don't wait for the first responders, because sometimes the first responders aren't gonna come, or it's gonna be too late. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, give me that little bell notification so that you're aware of when I come out with new stuff. Leave it in the comments if there's anything else that you want to see in regards to this. I may not be the most technical guy when it comes to some of the ham radio stuff, but when it comes to traumatic injuries, sadly, I'm pretty experienced, and yeah, I'm pretty goddamn good too. 73s, everybody. Peace.